It's your favorite auntie, and we are here to do our review on Love After Lockup, Season 1, Episode 6, Race to the Altar. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. And to all of my nieces and nephews, thank you so much for your continued support. We're going to go ahead on and get into this review of these crazy mofos. We opened up this episode with Garrett and Jonna. Okay. Jonna has decided that she's gotten her ring and she's going to meet her dad and let her dad know because, after all, it's every girl's dream to have her father to accept her fiance and to walk her down the aisle. As we know, Jonna and her father's relationship is not the conventional kind of relationship. She is very, very close to him. And she wants her dad to accept her felon boyfriend or fiance, should we call it. So she meets her dad at the park and everything. And, she's basically like, Dad, I got my engagement ring from Garrett. And so the dad is like, oh, okay. Okay. She wants him to be all excited and everything. And she's like, okay, well, Dad, you don't seem really excited about it and everything. And, dad tells her, look, this dude just got out of jail. He fresh out of jail. And you want me to be happy. What you need to do is back up off a little bit. You're already living with the man. Live together. He said, you probably pressured him into getting the ring and everything like that, Jonna. So you know what? I ain't all happy about it. And she's like, well, Dad, I wanted to make you proud. And he was like, okay, so the guy got released from jail and you got a ring on your finger. Okay. She tells, the dad tells her that she needs to give the guy some breathing room. And I absolutely believe that. And he said, because, what do you think? The dad said, you think because he gave you a ring, I'm supposed to think he's Sir Galahad? The dad got jokes, okay? They walk and they got their coffee and everything. I guess the dad probably said, look, y'all not going to film me at my home. Anytime I need to film with my crazy daughter, Jonna, I'm going to be filming either at her house or at a park. You go ahead, Daddy. He said, okay, I signed the contract to do this crap with her because she crazy enough to do it, but y'all ain't coming to my house. Okay, have to rent out an Airbnb or something. But anyway, I digress. And so, basically, she wants her dad to be excited about it, and he's not. And, basically, the dad was like, trying to talk to her, be reasonable with her. And she's like, I wanted him to be excited. He's not excited about it. So, I feel like I wasted my time. I should have never came to my dad about this. So the dad was like, look. You want what you want. You're never patient. You want everything right now. You've been like that since you was a little child. And I'm sick of it. So he takes his coffee cup and he throw it down, in the park. And John is like, it's time for me to go because my dad then, took it all the way over to the left. And, the dad was like, she was like, that was big, that was a lot of drama in the dad. And the dad is like, you crazy. Ever since you was a little girl, this is all you wanted. He said, I'm not going to keep on walking down the aisle with you every year and a half. So, I guess, when she meets a new guy, every time she meets a new guy, she goes to her dad and talks about being married to him. And the dad is like, I'm sick of it. I'm so mad that I just went on and threw my coffee on the ground. Now, I'm going to tell you, I can get mad, but I ain't going to throw my Starbucks on the ground for nobody. Okay? So anyway, basically she's like, Dad, I need to leave. I really believe that this man loves me. The dad said, have you ever asked him the question? Have you ever said, why do you really want to marry me? Did you give me the ring just to shut my mouth up because I was pressuring you over it? Donna admitted she never asked Garrett that question. She felt like because Garrett gave her the ring, that it's an assumption that he really does want to marry her. And her dad is like, that's not always the assumption. You're a pushy ass little woman. And so basically, I want you to go and find out whether or not he's doing this, because he loves you, or is he doing this because you pressured him. Gave her a little something that she needed to think about. And I was like, okay. All right. So the next thing we see is Andrea. Andrea is at the wedding shop with her girl Michelle, her daughter, and it looks like some other people and a little baby. So, she's there because she wants to try on the wedding dress. She says she picked this particular shop because it caters to Mormon women. And, it allows her to be modest. Okay, so what was modest about you being in the car getting fingered in the car wash? What was modest about you, first of all, even dating a guy, who's been in prison that long? What was modest about you calling a girl a slut? What was modest about you acting ignorant at the table? But you want to have the appearance of being, modest. There's a scripture in the Bible that says having the outward appearance of holiness, but denying the power thereof. And I really see that in her. I don't see, somebody who's authentically Mormon. But anyway, so she basically goes in there, she picks out a dress and everything. She's looking at it, and she's excited, but she's apprehensive and all of that kind of stuff. She says that Lamar is not a perfect man and she's not perfect, but this is the decision that she made because she wants to have a whole family. Like, okay, so if I don't have a man in my life, or if there's a man who doesn't have a woman in their life, does that mean that they have a half of a family, or that the family is not whole? You are as complete as you believe that you are. You are as complete as you walk in and have the confidence in. There's nothing missing, nothing lacking in anybody's life, unless you yourself convince yourself that you're lacking something. Families come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. And so one shoe does not fit all. And let me tell you something, you don't have to have someone of the opposite sex, or someone of the same sex, if that's what how you roll. You don't have to have somebody else in order to complete you. You need to be a whole, complete person anyway. Who wants, to go into a relationship with somebody who's not even confident in who they are, who's not even whole, who's not satisfied? Before I get to preaching, let me continue on with the review. So anyway, she's, going in, and she comes out with a really pretty wedding dress on, it fit her. And the daughter is, like, she gets a little emotional. Her name is Nyla. She's 12 years old. Hi, Nyla. And she's really having an issue with this thing. When her mother comes out with the wedding dress, she realizes that, I'm in danger, because my mom really is going to be getting married, and I don't know this man at all. I was shocked at some of the things that went on in this particular episode. It appears that on every crazy show, we always have a crazy woman who is willing to put love before her children and before her family life. And this is no different. With 90 Day Fiance, we have Molly, who was, willing to put Louise in front of her children. And we just continue to see the same. Oh my God. So I don't know. Nala says that she believes that it's weird to just, see her mom in this condition. Lamar calls while she's, got her next dress on. He calls on the phone and he's like, hey, baby, I'm Skyping, baby. I'm FaceTime, but I ain't never did this. I ain't never did this before. And she like, yeah. I'm telling you, he is so childlike in so many ways. But anyway, he's happy that he's Skyping. And he was like, look, I need to just tell you straight up, I'm not going to be able to come. And so she's like, what do you mean you're not going to be able to come? He's like, I'm on parole and I can't go back to jail. I'm not willing to do it. D-Lo sat there and talked to me and told me, let me tell you, mofo, I ain't going to lose my house over you breaking your probation to go be with some woman. And so, basically, Lamar has made a decision that, he's going to go ahead and stay in LA. And he was like, but I do want to see the kids and everything. So Andrea, being the Mormon that she is, was like, what, I believe that you're lying, basically. I think that, are you just telling me this because you really don't want to come and you using your parole as an excuse? And he was like, no, this is for real. With some things I didn't tell you, wasn't, you know, forthcoming with you, but right now I'm not lying. So if you say that you're not lying, you can lie by omission, omitting facts and information. And so Andrea's like, in the back of my mind, I kind of knew this was going to happen. I'm not, ready to just pick my kids up and move to, go to LA. But you know what? For the D, I'll do anything for the D. I'll drive to LA for the D. I'll move my children for the D. I'll make another decision for the D. She says that, she waited for 6 long years and now she does not know how much more this she can take. A whole lot more. You already waited 6 years, so what's another 5 months or another year? See, because you're the type of woman, but you know what? The next person we see is Scott and Lizzie. Scott is outside in his yard and he is, cutting the bushes, and you can see dead leaves and all kinds of stuff in the man yard, and he just got some shears out and he just cutting, you know what I'm saying? And I mean when I say cutting, he is cutting. And he's trying to get off some stress. And we see his girlfriend Charlene, who I call Shay. She rise up and she was like, hey, what's up, boo? You ain't been picking up your phone. So Scott was like, what's up with you? You ain't been picking up your phone, Scott. What's going on? Lizzie got 12 years. She got caught in jail with a cell phone and some drugs. She was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe you need to send her some money. Maybe you didn't send her enough money. And that's why she chose to do what she chose to do. At that time, he stops and he sits down with the shears. He got that nervous energy and everything because basically his whole entire world has fallen apart. And he tells her, that it's going to be $14,000 for him to get, legal representation for her from this little lawyer. He says at least he's doing a yard and he's not drinking. And you know what? I've had a couple of my nieces and nephews to come out here and say that they believe that Scott had an alcohol problem. So, what he decided that he wasn't going to, get his release out of a bottle, but that he would get it out of doing yard work. Good for you, Scott. Very good for you. There's a lot of people who have to make those decisions and those choices when they're going through things that appear to be a little difficult in life. But let me tell you something. Whatever you're going through in your life, this too shall pass. There will always be an opportunity for that situation to pass you by. You don't have to, but anyway, I digress. And so, basically he's like, if you get a court-appointed lawyer, you're basically going to be doing some time. He feels guilty because he had been giving her the money. And, he said he was giving her the phone and he was giving her the money, and oftentimes in jail they trade things off. So she was trading off, he believes, the money for, for drugs. Okay, so that's what people do on the street every day. They take and trade off their hard-earned money for drugs. It's no different in the prison system for her, but he feels guilty for it and he feels culpable. And you know what? In so many ways, he was culpable. But he felt like, this is the first woman that I've been in love with and I've cared about in 20 years. And so you can tell that he's just a little desperate man and he's just really looking for love. In all the wrong places. I don't know why he is not able to find somebody on the street. But sure, Shay was like, look, this is your time to back out this relationship. This is your time to be free of, of her. And he was like, well, how do I do that? You don't just back up and leave a person because they down and out. I told her that I would be with her no matter what, and this is a no matter what. She ends up backing off and ends up leaving and everything because she's like, I don't want to lose my relationship with him talking about his boo thing. And I think that she made a good decision. Sometimes you just, when you're talking to your friends over and over and over and over, and they don't seem to, be taking your advice. And it's not like they have to take your advice. You just want to see them improve their life and not be stuck in that same place. So it's not like, he has to listen to everything, but he needs to listen to something. And he's just dead set on taking care of Lizzie. Like he believes that this is probably the only woman who's going to love him. And this is where he's stuck at. Bless his heart. So next thing we see is Mary. Mary's at the, at the bridal shop as well, and she's trying on a wedding dress. And she doesn't know if they even gonna get married because Dominic has changed so much that she's not even sure. Earlier today, I made a video indicating that there was allegations that Mary and Dominic were already married, and that Dominic um, was acting this way because he did not want to go back through, this little storyline of faking like they were married. Mary quickly came out and corrected that. And I asked Mary, I said, so Mary, you stalking my channel? Hi, Mary. So, Mary, you know what? Thank you so much for taking to Twitter and clearing that up for us because that was an allegation that was out there. But she cleared that up and said that's not the case. So she's there and she's talking to her friend about the argument and about him being different. And, the friend is like, basically, you need to I don't know if she's a friend or a sister because I missed it in the beginning. I was talking to my daughter, but she's basically like, you need to talk to him and have that conversation. Um, on one hand, she's bashing him. Mary is bashing him and talking poorly about him and saying that he's changed and she don't know if she can do that. But then on the other hand, she says, well, you know what? I'm going to be here with him. I'm going to support him if he tells me what he needs. I've already waited all this time for him. And, basically, he's an investment. He is my TSP. He's my 401k plan. And I think that, earlier, as I was saying, a lot of women, feel like they have to, be married. A lot of these women feel like they have to marry these men immediately when they get out of jail. But you know what, basically, these guys are their 401k plan. They are their pension, their retirement. They have put a lot in them. They've invested a lot of money. And so they're unwilling to walk away from a relationship or walk away from that investment. But you know what, as we all know, things change in your life all the time, and sometimes you just have to pick up the pieces, concede that okay, this did not work out, and move on. You don't have, just because you made an investment in something doesn't mean that there's not an opportunity to reinvest in something else. You understand what I'm saying? So women, if you're dating somebody, or if you're on my channel and you're dating somebody who is in prison or who has recently gotten out of prison, you don't have to stay stuck in that relationship because you made an investment. Free yourself when you know that this is not working for you. It's unfair to you and to everybody around you for you to stay in a relationship that does not honor you, that does not grow you up, that doesn't mature you, that doesn't make you happy. That's one of the things that John and Dad was saying to her. You need to concentrate on being happy and not being married. And if she is the type of girl who every other year is bringing another man to the table, that means that Jonna is unfulfilled in many places in her life, like a lot of women are. And so I guess that kind of answers the question that I made in my other video. If you ever had an opportunity to look at that, please, go back and look at the viewers' thoughts. Okay? Thank you. Please and thank you. Thank you. So the next person we see is James. James is over at his boy's Chris house. And so he's over there, drinking a brewski and everything, helping him with something. Look like he's setting up for like a picnic or something because he got um like a table. They bringing out a table and all that kind of stuff. And so he's telling him about Allah. He's telling Chris about Allah. Now, mind you, Chris is James' friend, and they've been friends for a very, very long time, okay? So he tells Chris that he missed, that he had made an appointment at the modeling agency, and that Alla didn't show up. And so Chris was like, what? What? I mean, You would think if that was her first opportunity to have a job that she would show up on time. I mean, that's the least that she could do is show up on time. And so, James is defensive and he defends her and he says, well, it's her first time trying to, work. And so, I don't blame her. I was pressuring her. She has to get acclimated back into society and everything. And then she was sick. So James goes on to tell Chris that she was sick and she thought she was pregnant. And so Chris was like, come on, man, come on, James. And so James was like, what? And he was like, I mean, you don't think that that's a red flag? Here it is. She'd missed her appointment for a job interview. Okay, a job interview. Now she's sick and saying she's pregnant. Is that the excuse that she's using? And so he was like, what do you mean? What are you insinuating? And he was like, come on, man, give her past drug use. I'm wondering why you would not be thinking maybe she is back on drugs or whatever. So James really gets mad then and starts cursing and tells Chris he's acting like a F boy or whatever. And he's like, no, I'm not acting like that. I'm just trying to bring a consciousness to you. You should be questioning whether or not this girl Allah is back on drugs given her track record. And James, of course, is just blinded by love and saying, I've never been around someone who was on drugs, but I would think that I would know. They fall asleep and they do. No, it's a whole lot of other signs. Some people do well on drugs. I mean, they are functioning addicts. And you would never, ever, ever know that they were on drugs or anything like that. So for him to say something like that, it's just like, what? That is just so stupid. Like, James, could you really be that dumb? Like, you are not as dumb as you want him to think that you are. And in addition to that, because you got so defensive, you can automatically tell that you know what's going on with this girl. Like, stop playing. God damn, stop playing. So anyway, basically he says, you know what, I'm getting ready to leave. So Chris was like, do what you gotta do. Do what you got to do. He said James is the type of person you cannot give him advice. He said if you tell James to slow down, he going to tell you I'm only going to speed up and I'm going to go faster. And that's a really, really bad place to be in when you cannot take constructive criticism from somebody who has been in your life for 8 years. Like, you in danger and you're just doing this just to appease something in yourself. But like for real, like come on. Like, Chris, you are hitting the nail completely and totally on the head. And the thing about it is James just does not want to listen to what you have to say. Anyway, we back at Dominic and Mary. Mary's in her apartment and everything. And then, she basically has, a knock at the door. She opens up the door and guess who it is? It's Dominique with the flowers that she requested. So basically, he's coming in and he's telling her, Mary, you know what? I know we've been arguing a lot and we haven't been getting along, but I want to apologize for my behavior. I'm basically trying to, I'm on parole, which really means I'm still in jail. I'm just out of the yard. And so she's like, well, I felt like, basically you didn't love me, and that you had changed your mind. Where do we stand? And he was like, I still love you. But the last thing that I want to do coming out of jail is to go and get, a tuxedo and have a big old wedding. See, Mary had described that she wanted to have this big wedding and she wanted it elegant and all of that, 150 guests. And then at the end, she wants to party like a rock star. And he's saying, you know what? I need to get acclimated back into society. I want to get a job. I want to have some stability. I still love you and I still care for you. But as far as, me having this big old wedding and all of this kind of stuff, I'm not going to do that. And I'm unwilling to do that right now. You need to give me time to do that. And so, what she realizes at that point, that she has been pushing and that she has not been understanding. And of course, you wouldn't. I mean, if you haven't spent time in jail for 6 years, how are you supposed to wrap that around your mind and imagine that's a nightmare to have to try to imagine being in jail. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, they go into the room and you know they do grown people stuff. Little stuff that Auntie don't do. The next thing we see is our girl Andrea again. Andrea is at home with her family and she is having dinner. And I'm going to try not to stay on this long. Don't forget that I will be out here on Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, where we will be doing our live chat nightcap, and we will get into details about all of this crap. So anyway, Andrea's at home with her children and she's having dinner. And she tells the children, Lamar is, as you all know, is on parole. And he's not going to be able to come to Utah. So what I've done as a mom is I've made a decision to interrupt your life, to interrupt the pattern of our life, and to run down to Los Angeles to be with him. I am giving you 6 hours notice. After we finish eating this food, you're going to have 1 hour to pack. You're going to have a couple of hours to sleep. And then we're going to be getting our asses up and we're going to be driving to Los Angeles to go and see Lamar. I believe she said 900 miles. 400 miles? 450 miles? 600? Doesn't make a difference. You don't interrupt your children's lives to go and see a man. Are you serious? The only thing that she keeps talking about is he's going to be your daddy and our family's going to be whole. When we get married, I'm going to be whole. I'm going to be complete. Our family is going to be complete. And the daughter Nala is like, that ain't going to make us complete. I don't even know this man. I've only talked to this man one time in my life. How the hell do you support somebody for 6.5 years and your child has only talked to them one time? But you say it's going to make your family whole. Okay. This time we hear the son talking. He doesn't want to be pressured into meeting Lamar either. The little girl that's sitting there, she says that Lamar is the only the dad that she knows. I wonder why the children's father would just, you know what? Let me stay off of that because you know what? The children's dad is not relevant. But as a woman and as a mother, I wonder what happened to him. Who gives their child 6 hours notice? Andrea. Andrea. Hold on for 1 second. I'm just sliding down on my notes, y'all. Andrea says that, the kids are kind of pushing back and they're saying that they don't want to go to LA and, all that kind of stuff. And she says, well, I'm being bad cops with my kids, but I'm really scared too. She tells the little girl, we're going to go to the beach. And they're excited. The little girl is excited. Because Lamar's the only dad she knows. She calls him Papa. But you interrupt the other children's lives. We see the son go into his room and he's playing, with his little controller in his hand. And he's like, I'm really nervous and I'm concerned because I don't know this man. I haven't had a dad in my life for a long time. And my mother just thinks that she's going to be able to incorporate this man in my life, and my life is going to be whole. And allegedly, when she incorporated this man into her life, when she brought these families together, someone allegedly in Lamar's family gave the boy drugs and introduced him to drugs. What's Mormon about that? What's whole about that? How did that benefit your family? Was he a science project for Lamar's family? Like, how does that work? Y'all know I'm gonna wear that out come Sunday. Yeah, that's on my bucket list. It's on my trash can list too. So the next thing we see is Garrett and Jonna. Jonna, after she talked to her father, she got some second thoughts. She said, my father threw that coffee. Yeah, I'm thinking, rethinking this. She's like, my dad has a point. Maybe Garrett is just pulling my leg. Maybe Garrett has given me the ring because I have been pressing him out. Maybe Garrett's giving me the ring because, he wanted to get back into my good graces because he had been hanging out at the strip club. Maybe, just maybe, my dad might be right. So, you know what I'm going to do? Instead of me dressing and going to work like I told my dad was, I'm going to go down to Garrett's job. So we see her go down to his job. He had his little shirt on and everything. I'm sure you all saw where he works. He works at a little casino, little joint down in Florida. Won't be visiting that. But anyway, so, she basically goes in. Garrett's like, God damn, I gave her the ring. I gave her everything that she wanted. I thought that would calm her down, but now she is insisting on other things. Now she's added other things to the plate. That's why you can't make a person like Jonna happy, like you're not gonna be able to do it, because Jonna has all these fantasies in her head about what this is going to be like. But anyway. So, she, gets to the job and everything, and he's like, God dang, I mean, what? She's like, I need to talk to you. So he was like, all right, come on, let's go off the premises, because if I say the wrong thing, that ass gonna get loud, and I don't feel like that on my job. So they walk out on the beach and everything, and she's like, I had a meeting with my dad, and my dad was like feeling like I was pressuring you, and, you really didn't want to marry me, and I should just relax and give you some breathing room. Do you need breathing room, Garrett? Oh, no. I need you to get closer to me. I need you to cause more pressure because, I'm used to living life with a warden. So, yeah, I need you to be my parole officer and everything else. Yeah, that's exactly what I need you to be. Well, did you give me the ring because you really love me and you really want to marry me? Because my dad said that you probably really don't, that you just did this just to appease me and pacify me. I'm a man, and another man is questioning what I'm doing. Oh, I'm going to show that man that I'm in charge, that my stick is bigger than his stick. Nah, boo, I got you the ring because I love you and I want to marry you. I'm crazy about you, Jonna. So, yeah, I want to marry you. Shoot, hell, we can elope. Elope? Oh, I don't want to elope. I've been holding it down for you for 6 years. I deserve a wedding. And that's what I want and that's what I expect. So Garrett's like, oh, okay, then that's, don't come down my damn job no more. I mean, you're welcome to come down my job anytime you want to, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to prove your daddy wrong. So I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to prove another man wrong, instead of taking accountability and telling the truth. You know damn well that you gave her that ring as a pacifier, Garrett. You know you had no intentions on marrying that crazy woman. None whatsoever. Again, if you all have not had an opportunity, yesterday I uploaded a video showing Garrett's alleged new girlfriend that he bailed out of jail. Allegedly. So anyway, John is satisfied. She got, Garrett said all the right things. She got what she needed to get out of him. And so, she good to go solo. She can go ahead on to work now. I tell you, these are some non-ass washing people going to work mofos. Next thing we see again is our girl Andrea. Andrea is driving in the car and she is, in LA, and she's talking about she's lost. and she's telling the children how to behave. Please let Lamar see that you all can be civilized, and that you got some, self-respect, and that you all can be good kids. Oh, so now you fronting for Lamar. And meantime, in between time, Lamar is happy. He's saying he's happy to see the kids. He's happy that they're coming down. He wants to be this father figure to them. No, young. Be a father figure to your own children. Like, it's gonna take you some time to, like, you really need to back off, Lamar. And I'm just saying, back off. I don't know how long y'all been together. She wants her kids to be excited about this situation with her and Lamar. She tells the son not to be cynical, and then she tells the daughter not to be sarcastic and rude. And the daughter was like, I ain't gonna be sarcastic or rude. I ain't talking to him, period. And so, she gets mad and everything, and trying to push Lamar on the kids and trying to make the kids think that this is the right thing to do, and they're gonna be one big happy family. And they not gonna be one big happy family. What the hell? What is wrong with you? Like, I'm so disappointed in Lamar and in Andrea, because like this right here, y'all handling this incorrectly. First of all, you don't just give your kids 6 hours notice and tell them we're going to another state to go and visit some man that you don't even know. The son said he didn't know him either. He said he never talked to the man. Like, what the hell? How you gonna be a family because you get married? A white dress and vows don't make you a family, boo. Damn. It's not to say that you can't have a blended family. It's not to say that eventually down the line that this is going to work. But right now, this isn't working. And I just feel for the kids. The little girl in the back, I want to go to the beach. I want to go to the beach. She just excited about going to the beach and seeing Papa. But this is the only dad that she know. But the thing about it is, as parents, is we have to be honest and true, because when your children grow up and find out that you lied, guess what? They're not going to be mad at the other parent. They're going to be mad at you. Tell a little girl the truth about who her real daddy is. You don't be sitting up there having this girl call him Papa and all of this kind of stuff. I don't care how deadbeat her daddy is. Tell her the truth. Children deserve to know the truth. The two oldest kids know the truth. Tell her too. Get a book. There are all kinds of books that help you tell your children the truth about what's happening with them. And if you don't find a book on the shelf, write one your goddamn self. Oh my God, I'm so irritated with that ass. In 6 years, your daughter only talked to him once, and you talk about your family gonna be whole. Girl, go to hell with your Mormon self. In the name of Jesus, like you said, you willing to kill a bitch for him. Girl, what is wrong with you? I'm trying to calm down. She's riding in the car. She talking about something. I'm lost. I don't know where I'm at. Call him on the phone. Like, Nala said, I ain't calling him. I don't know him, and I don't even want his damn name and number on my phone. No, call him, Nala. Call him, because I'm lost. I'm lost. You ever heard of pulling over? You ever heard of pulling out your own phone and hitting it and boop, pushing that speaker button? Or how about, do you got a car that's new enough for you to just, go hit on and make that phone call come up on the phone? I mean, on the car? Why you got involved, Nyla? See, this ain't nothing but another way to try to manipulate a relationship. It's going to have to happen naturally and organically. The daughter already said, I ain't calling him no stepdaddy. I ain't calling him anything. So, basically Lamar tells her, where to go. I was surprised that they was giving out street names like that, because you can narrow stuff down. Excuse me. Y'all know I can always have one per episode per review. That's because your auntie has gotten so much going on in her life right now. I know y'all love me. I love y'all too. So basically, the son calls and everything. So, she gets her thing. Lamar says he's excited and he's nervous at the same time. The son is concerned about his mother's safety. He was like, y'all been in jail 18 years up on the yard, and I'm concerned about my mother. But he's so young, what can he do? He's a little young boy. Oh my God. Andrea, they pull up to the house and everything, and she says, there go Papa. Andrea's all excited and everything to see Lamar. And I guess I probably would be excited to see the man that I love if he was gone over to the Gulf War, Afghanistan, or something like that. He's serving his country. So the daughter's running, you know what I'm saying, like he a soldier. You jumping up in his arms. I won't feeling this, y'all. The son gets out because you know what, he's a boy and boys have that certain kind of love for his mother, so he's trying to press his way through it. And Nala was like, I ain't getting out the car. And she's like, come on, I give you $20. I give you $40. Nala was like, no, you can't bribe me to get out. Your daughter is struggling with this. You got to ease this into her life. I just don't know how many times I have to say that. So, basically they go in the house and she sits there and makes the ultimate mistake of a mother. You sit there and talk badly about your daughter to some man that don't even love her. Lamar can say all day long out his mouth that he love her. And you know what, Lamar, I don't care if y'all get mad about it. You can't say that you love that little girl. You don't know that little girl. You've only taken the opportunity to talk to that girl one time. Love is a verb. It is not a noun. It's not a person, place, or a thing. It's a feeling. It's something that happens organically and naturally. There's no way that you can love this little girl. Now you can be, concerned about her. You can be fond of her. You could care about her through the love that you have for a mother. But don't tell that little girl you love her and you don't. And Andrea, you shouldn't even expect to hear that out that man's mouth. I've dated multiple men, you know what I'm saying, since the death of my daughter's father. And no, he wasn't no gangbanger. He, had congestive heart failure and a stroke and he passed away. But I never allow anybody to walk into my daughter's life. My daughter only knew one person that I dated after her father. That was it. That was it. They didn't come to my home. They weren't welcome here. I protected her. Because at the end, I'm not with any of them. I didn't marry any of them. I didn't even consider marrying any of them. But it was important to me to protect my daughter and to protect the legacy of her father, who was a good man as long as he could be to his daughter. He loved his only daughter. And I wanted to honor that love and honor that relationship. And sometimes as moms, we have to make sacrifices for our children to make sure that they love hard and love right. Now, that is not to say that when she gets older and starts dating someone, she may want to replace certain things that she lacked with her father. But I damn sure made sure that relationship was priority. One day I'm going to have to come out here and tell you all our story. Tonight won't be the night. But one day I'm going to have to tell you all our story. Because it's a beautiful love story of love. The love and the compassion and the willingness to fight through everything in order to be a dad to your daughter. My daughter's father fought to be a dad to her. Rest in peace. So anyway, y'all can see that's touched me. And that's why I get emotional and and be wanting to kirk out over this cotton freaking show. So anyway, they come and she finally, the brother comes out and tells her to come in. She's sitting in there and she's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. And she, this, that, and the other. Lamar can't help you because he doesn't have the right to discipline her. He doesn't have the right to correct her. He doesn't have the right to guide her. The only thing he has the right to do is find out what her name is and try to develop some type of relationship with her where they can talk and be, on mutual grounds. But they'll never be able to do that because she'll never understand. She will never understand what it means to have a man in your life who has spent 18 and a half years in jail. She will never be able to relate to that. And neither will your son. And I could tell by the way that your children articulated that they're very, very intelligent children. Very intelligent children. So on that, I'm going to give you a pass because you seem to have done a great job with raising your children. But now you already know through your own admission that you kind of pushing this thing too much and you pushing it too far. And I've spent too much time on this. And so anyway, she goes into the house and, the daughter finally comes in because the brother was like, look, you ain't got to say nothing, but come on in. And so they start asking, basically questions. The son was like, what you go to jail for? And Lamar laying back on the bed, so inappropriate to lay on the bed like that in front of your kids. And, tasteless. Sit up. Sit your ass up. Be respectful. Andrea, you gonna sit up there and tell your kids to be respectful, but you got your man all sprawled out on the damn. That's disrespectful to the children. Don't nobody need to see you in that posture. I guess I'm old school, and I don't give a damn. Man ain't got no etiquette or nothing. That ain't to say he can't get any, but I would have told him, sit your ass up. Don't lay down in front of my children like that. So he's like, yeah, I did some robberies. Okay. So the daughter was like, are you a gang member? You a gang member? And Lamar says, you know what? I made some mistakes in my life. So then Andrea says, what y'all gonna ask him next? Did he sell drugs? He said, I don't know if I should be answering these questions. The son said, well, did you? I'm sure they found out now exactly what he's done. And that's not to say that there's no redeeming power and there's no redeeming qualities about Lamar. They ain't feeling them. And you know what? After a while, Lamar ain't going to be feeling them. It's going to be some resentment that's going to come in there because these kids want to know. And they have a right to know. And so Andrea steps out of the room and goes outside with Lamar. And she all hugged up with him. You see what I'm saying? Because she just, she's very attracted to him at the cost of her children's happiness, their mental stability. All the Mormon stuff that went out the window. And she's saying it ain't. I'm just concerned because he ain't a Mormon and I don't want him to be influencing my kids. But you weren't concerned about that 6 years ago? So the next couple and the last couple that we see is James. James is falling home. He is going 100 miles per hour. Not 100, 100 miles per hour. He is calling and all is not answering. He realizes and he contemplates and he thinks about what Chris said. And he said, we got to put some ground rules in place. Oh, you too late, buddy. You too late. So he's balling down the road. He's like, I got to put some things in because I'm not going to stay with a drug addict. That's not something that's a non negotiable for me. Really? That's what you wanted us to believe? So he gets home. He walks into the house. The house is silent. Cameramen are frantic. They're pacing back and forth. You hearing somebody heaving and moaning. Oh, oh, James, all of James, all of James. And he goes into the bathroom. The cameraman don't go inside. But guess what? James goes in and he says he's frantic. He says that Allah is on the floor and he realized that she has had a drug relapse. Exactly what we thought. Exactly what Chris was trying to tell you. And exactly what you suspected the whole entire time. The cameramen say, cut the camera. They know that she too has relapsed on drugs, and that is probably why he was speedballing the way he was, because they probably let him know, we believe that Allah is in this bathroom, either overdosing, something's happening with her with drugs, allegedly. This episode right here was really, really good. Like, if I had to rate this joint, I would rate it at an A. I can't wait to come out here on Sunday to hear what you all have to say. I think, and we are trying to work on it frantically. We are trying to work on opening up the lines, and that is why I'm going to come out an hour early at 8 o'clock. Hopefully, after we do the live chat nightcap, I will be able to take calls. I am praying. Y'all pray for your auntie. Because I am trying to get that together. Again, there is a Facebook page that has been created for you all to be able to dialogue with one another. The channel, the Facebook page is called Cozy Cuzzy Corner. So that is spelled COZY CUZZY Corner. CORNER. In order to find the private group, you have to search by group and not by person. So I'm going to try to link that Facebook page in my description. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Again, please like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all remember to share my videos on all social